Hello, it's been a while, I know, but thanks for 200 subscribers. So this video is gonna be what if Orochimaru was, killed. So there's two ways Orochimaru could be killed. So first way is Danzo killing him, cause after he doesn't become Hokage, Orochimaru, he starts to hate Konoha after that. So Danzo would obviously see this and kill Orochimaru because he doesn't want any threats to Konoha. You know that? So that's the first way. Now, the second way is when he died by Hiruzen. Okay, so this wouldn't be the fight with him during the tutoring exams. It would be when Orochimaru just became rogue. Okay, so when Hiruzen first tried to kill him, but he failed. And he failed all the times he tried to kill Orochimaru, so great job. So those are two ways Orochimaru could die. I mean, there's a third way when, Hiruzen could have killed him the other time during the training exams by sealing him away, but I'm not going to do that. So, if Orochimaru died by Danzo, people wouldn't really know all the bad things he did, because Danzo, he would have killed him way before he did anything way too crazy and gets caught. So, he would probably be still liked as a Sanin. No one would hate him and see him as someone who was evil and experimented on children. So he would have a lot of people who would be saddened by his death, and it would be very hard on Konoha, seeing as how one of their Sanin was murdered. So they'll have to figure out who did that. So Jiraiya, he would be very mad. So he would probably try to figure out who killed Orochimaru. So it's either he finds out what Orochimaru was doing, but I don't think he would. So he would probably leave the village to try to find things, but he would mostly stay in the village more times and longer because Orochimaru was murdered within the village. So he would stay probably in the village for a while to investigate, but Danzo is very sneaky and he'll probably get away with it. So that would happen. Hiruzen would probably be saddened by one of his students' death and, would try to figure out who did this too, just like Jiraiya. So let's see what happened when Naruto's born. So when that happens, Jiraiya, he might come to visit a lot more, but Naruto would have no clue who he is because he's a baby who can't talk. So eventually, Jiraiya will visit the village a lot more and investigate about Orochimaru's murder sometimes, but we'd probably watch Naruto and talk to Hiruzen. So, I think what would happen is not that much would change other than, Naruto having the watchful eye of Jiraiya watching Naruto. So, I'm not really sure if Jiraiya would actually reveal himself to Naruto, but eventually when he sees that Naruto can't even do a simple clone jutsu, he would decide to try to help him, but he didn't want to give away anything, so he sneakily did it by, peeping on people or being next to Naruto somewhere. Eventually, Naruto would see him and he would say, "Hey, you kid, do you know who I am?" And then Naruto probably wouldn't know who he is. And then he would probably train Naruto into doing a clone jutsu. But he would see that Naruto couldn't do it at all. So he would just wonder, how can he not do it? So he would probably try to help him how to use the tree walking exercise. And then he still couldn't do it. So he decided, okay, I'll teach you how to walk on water. But he still couldn't do it. So Naruto would start to be really close with Jiraiya because he's really one of his first senseis. And one of the people who care about him other than Hiruzen to actually pay attention to him and like him. So he would care about Jiraiya a lot. So Jiraiya, he was just thinking, how do I help him with this? So he doesn't know. So he just decides to leave the village again to go do some more things, more important things. Because he's hearing that some Jinchuriki are going missing. So by the time Naruto's around 10 years old, while he was teaching, Jiraiya was teaching him. So yeah. So Naruto would be, well, a lot more faster and durable because, hit his head a lot on, well, the floor. Pretty high up, so Naruto would have had better chakra control because, he did the tree walking exercise. It would have taken him a while, very long time, because he would have no one else to help him. So maybe, push him further. So maybe 2 weeks to take him to do that. And for water walking, it will take him another 2 weeks. But he was very happy that Jiraiya taught him. But he was sad when Jiraiya left. And he vowed that he would never forget him. Because he doesn't know that he'll come back. So, not that much has changed so far other than Naruto learning a bit more. Now, let's see what would happen to Sasuke when Orochimaru dies. So, the Uchiha massacre was around when Sasuke was 7 or 6. I think, I don't remember. But it was around that time. So, Sasuke, he would probably hate Itachi still. Not that much would change for, Sasuke too early on. Because, Orochimaru wasn't part of his life during that time. So, yeah. But maybe he would see that Naruto, when they're finally 10 and he sees that Naruto trained a lot, he would probably try to train even more stronger than he was doing before. Because he wanted to catch up with Naruto, seeing that he was, terrible at the class. He's becoming pretty good. So he trained a lot more. So it would even push him more to become more stronger. So, yeah. So, because of this, Sasuke, in the academy, he might not be doing as good. He might even start skipping classes a few times to even train more. So, he's not at the top of the class anymore. So, what would happen when they finally become Genin? So, a few weeks before that, Jiraiya would have came back to look at his godson. So he would watch Naruto from a distance and see that Naruto's doing pretty good. He hasn't improved that much, but he's a bit more faster and stronger because no one really trained him that much. So he decides that he's going to train Naruto again. He sees that Naruto still can't do a simple clone jutsu. So he has another thing to teach Naruto. He decides to teach Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu, not the Clone Jutsu, the Shadow Clone Jutsu. So instead of learning that from the scroll ceiling, Naruto gets taught that from Jiraiya. So Naruto was so happy. So this time Naruto would pass. So Naruto's still dumb in this. He's not that smart, Why would that change? He's only stronger earlier. But after he learned it, Jiraiya would see that Naruto's actually really good now. He learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu really fast. Originally, Naruto learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu in like the span of an hour or two. So I think that this Naruto could learn it in maybe an hour, because, better chakra control than that Naruto. So he would be pretty happy that Naruto has so much potential. So not that much has changed other than Naruto and Sasuke being more stronger. And Sasuke, starting to become worse and worse at school. But that's not that big. So, what else would happen? I think what would happen is, the teams, it could change, right? Because this time, Naruto's not the dead last. How the teams were was the worst has to go with the best. That's how it worked. But Naruto isn't the worst anymore. So Naruto's still pretty dumb. So he probably isn't the smart with his grades. And he probably skips school a bit. But I say that he wouldn't be the worst. It would probably be someone who, can't do a simple clone jutsu, or has too little chakra, something like that. So I would say they'll still be on the same team. So what would happen next is, it's kind of the same. Everything in the Land of Ways happens the same, just that, Sasuke and Sakura don't know how to do tree climbing, and Naruto does. And Sasuke would be pretty mad at this, so he would probably learn it even faster, and he would be able to do it better. And when he hears Naruto can walk on water, he would even try to do that. So that would happen. What else would happen? After that, everything in the Land of Ways is kind of the same. Naruto and Sasuke don't change that much other than being stronger, and Sakura doesn't change that much too. So after that, Naruto really is excited for the tuning exams, because, that's happening next. When the tuning exam starts, Sasuke, he's pretty excited for it. He's going to meet a lot of new people to see if he's strong. So, yeah. So, I think everything will kind of be the same. Not that much of a change here. So, that's it. Other than Orochimaru not messing up the exams and not giving Sasuke the curse mark. So, that's good. So, Sasuke would be kinda, happy, because, nothing really happened. So, in the preliminaries, Kiba gets destroyed. Sasuke, he destroys his opponent, just like in canon, and, Sakura, she still, ties with Ino. So, the final part of the training exams wouldn't change that much other than Naruto being more stronger and faster. And, he gets trained by Jiraiya and gets the summoning toad contract. So he learns it earlier, and well, that's it. So he has more time to prepare for the Chunin exams. So that's what happens. So everything kind of happens the same. Sasuke still, well, gets destroyed because Gaara would still beat him, but this time he would mostly hurt his back, which would paralyze him for a bit. He's not permanently paralyzed, but it just hurts his back too much to move. So everything still happens the same. Sasuke would be pretty mad that Naruto is so much more powerful than him. So when he sees Itachi going after Naruto, he would be even more mad because he's worked so hard to train so much, but he's still getting ignored for no reason by Naruto. So he trains even harder and he gets even more mad. Well, he can't train anymore, because he's kind of in a coma. So they bring back Tsunade, and Sasuke, he still challenges Naruto to a fight. And, well, it's kind of even until Sasuke uses his Chidori and Naruto uses his Sharingan. Everything would still happen except Jiraiya stopping Naruto and Sasuke instead of Kakashi. Because, he would always be watching Naruto. He was kind of impressed that Naruto still improved a lot, but he was kind of, annoyed by Sasuke. So, Sasuke, he doesn't really know what to do. He wants power so he can kill Itachi. So, that's a really big change here. Who's he going to get power from? What is he going to do? Well, he's going to go to Danzo. Danzo. Yeah. So, Danzo, he would try to train Sasuke, right? And he would offer Sasuke power because he would have some of his Anbu just destroy Sasuke and show him that they're really powerful. So I think Sasuke would agree, seeing as he doesn't even know what's happening. So Danzo would tell Sasuke not to tell anyone that he's training him. So eventually Zetsu would see this, and he would tell Obito. And Obito would start thinking of what to do, a plan. And then the perfect plan comes to his mind. He'll tell Itachi about this, and he would say that he's training him for his eyes so he can take them and then he can hunt you down and murder you. Right? Eventually, Itachi would go there. When Itachi goes there, he could have it that Danzo reveals the truth to Sasuke, and that would happen, and Sasuke, he would learn that why Itachi did that, so he could get Sasuke to come to the Akatsuki with him, or, well, help them. He's very smart. He could choose that Itachi gets murdered while he's fighting with him, or he could have them both stay. But Itachi, he's too much of a liability, so he would have Itachi die. That was the perfect plan to him. He would have Sasuke do the finishing blow while he's still weakened. That's what he thought. So, he told Itachi this. Itachi is wondering, could this be a lie or not? So, he goes back to Konoha. And when he learns this isn't a lie, he does what Obito wanted. So, what happened now Obito would take Sasuke, tell him that he's Mother Uchiha, tell him everything that Itachi has done and why he did it. Then he would convince Sasuke. He would convince him to help him. This is where he becomes a rogue ninja. He joins the Akatsuki. So, Naruto, he's already left with Jiraiya. He has no clue that this is happening. So, he becomes a rogue ninja. When this happens, they were really surprised. He seen that he wasn't going to become a rogue ninja, but he did. Eventually, Jiraiya, he would come back to the village. During that time, Tsunade would look through everything that Danzo has done. She would find a lot of crazy things that he has done, a lot of evil things. And one of the things is that he killed Orochimaru. Orochimaru hasn't done that much evil things yet. He hasn't kidnapped children and experimented on them. No, it was mostly not that much evil things except messing with Hashirama cells. So that would happen. Naruto would be really, really mad, thinking that someone tricked Sasuke, because he and Sasuke were still friends. So yeah, the epic battle with Naruto versus Sasuke doesn't get to happen, but there'll be another one. So that is the end of part 1 Naruto. This will be the part with Shippuden in it. So I want to go over a bit of this. So Naruto, you'd be so devastated and angry that no one told him. Not even Jiraiya knew. That's how much of a secret it was. They didn't even put him in the bingo books. So when Naruto finds out, he'd be so mad at Tsunade. And Tsunade would just tell Naruto to calm down. So Naruto would. Because of this, they still don't put him in the bingo books. But he's already ended up in the bingo books because, he did a lot of crimes. His partner is Kisame, actually. So, yeah. What else would happen? So, everything with Gaara getting captured would happen. So, when Team 7 goes to go help get Gaara, right? When they go to rescue him, they get stopped. But not by Kisame and Itachi. He's dead. So, who is Kisame's partner? I already told you, it's Sasuke. So, Naruto and Sasuke would fight, and they would do probably a Rasengan and Chidori clash. Right? So Naruto, he's more powerful, right? So that's good. And Sasuke, he is also more powerful than the one in the original timeline. So Sasuke, he wouldn't just put 30% of his chakra. He'd probably put 80% of his chakra in there. Because, he's gonna fight Kakashi, his old sensei, Sakura, his old teammate, and Naruto, his old teammate. So, that would happen. So, they would be pretty mad seeing that Naruto obviously killed the original person that he killed, which was actually his first kill. So, that would happen. everything else would happen the same. And yeah, they rescue Gaara. So that's where I'll end it off, because why not? It was a 25 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Well, good. So I'm alive. So that's the end of part 1 of What If Orochimaru Was Killed. So yeah, see you guys later, or in a long time, because you know me.